Alright, good evening again. Another pre-video. Just had a little copper box up here, and it's another pre-video. This amp was sent in like this. It's a Fatboy staged 2x6. And this transistor's gone, this transistor's gone. This is my second video on it. The first one got deleted. And I've checked the transistors, and this one is gone, this one is gone. But these four in the middle are good. But they're not real good. They're reading, I think this one's about a 10, this one's like a 7. I think this one's a 10, and this one's about a 7, I think. Don't quote me on those exact things, but I know a couple of them's 10s, I think. But anyways, he's wanting to make this into a 1x4 comp box. And a lot of people's got comp boxes confused, I think. I don't know. But most of the time we don't drive. I have a driver built in a comp box. It's just a straight box, and you take a driver 2-pill or hell, run a 4-pill into a 4-pill. You know, it all depends on how they want to do it. And it sure as hell don't stage one. So staging's gonna have to come out. I mean, you can run anything you want to. Texas Star if you want to, Palomar, but I mean, normally what we do as a comp box, they ain't even got relays in them. They ain't got no 120s, they ain't got no 10 ohms. You tune from the, they ain't got no capacitors here, none there. You tune from here and there. And don't have anything to slow them down. So your capacitors will get, your relays will get in the way, so none of this stuff would be here. Sure as hell wouldn't be no driver in it. So I'm going to let him get back to me on, he wants to make his 1x4 fine. I would have to remove all this, use these two, and these two's got to go here, because, or I guess I could do them on this side, do this side, and just eliminate this one. But most of the time I want them put back in the middle. But you can do it on this side. I'd have to combine these two together, and then combine these two together, and then of course take this one and make it a 1-pill. I like 1-pill drivers for 4 HDs. HDs don't need as much drive as a Toshiba. A Toshiba take a little bit more drive. A 2-pill into 4 Toshibas usually works out pretty damn good, but with HGs it's just a little too much drive, and people go to putting resistors in to kick down some of the power from the 2-pill. So what good have you done? You done knocked the power down to it, and you done cut it down from doing, say, 50 or 60 watts. Well, most of the time about 30 or 40 bird 1-pill, and you done kicked it up to 50 or 60 watts. You really ain't done a lot. And then they're super touchy when they 2x4. When you go to variable them with your radio, they'll just super touchy. I like it 1x4 a lot better. Just acts a lot better. But, you know, if you're going to get out there and don't care what transistors cost, and got somebody close by and keep changing this out, or if you like mailing it, but to find a why, good deal, good deal. But 1x4 is the way to go. If it's 4, 2 can drive 6 pretty good, 2 drive 8 pretty good, 2 drive 12 pretty good. I'd say around 12 pill, you might start going up to a 3 pill, but it'd be still a little bit. I'd say 3 pill going to a 16 pill, pretty good. And I mean, get a long period of time out of it. But if you're gonna throw the hammer to it, shit, drive 4 the way I see it. Hell, drive 8 into a 4 and don't even have the damn 4 can. It ain't like they ain't done that before. But in competition, they like to do anything. But these 4 are working. I think he wants to make this into that. Then some of these are low on HFE. Don't like to really use anything on 10, but it's up to them. I would replace all 4. But that's up to them. I'd have to rip these combiners out of here. And these inductors, I wish they'd keep it 2 driving 6 and unstage it. But that's up to them. This video is for the guy that, this is a guy that I've been dealing with, and he's got another guy that this belongs to. And I think he said he wanted to get into a competition with it. I don't know what he wants to do. I'd like to talk to him. If you're going to get in a competition with it, I'll make it a straight 4. If you're going to get in a competition with it, I'll make it straight 6. It's just me. It's already 6. Everything's here for 6. You just have to get rid of this variable for one thing. The staging part for the next. Buy 6 new transistors and redo the resistors. Maybe a new relay. And you could just disarm the 2-pill driver and leave that in there. So if you ever want to go back and forth, but I wouldn't stage it again. I hate staging. Some people like it. Gatekeeper likes it, but I don't like it. I know you can tune one. I see this point because you can tune a 2-pill section without the 4 or without the 6, and you can tune them separate. You can tune the input and output on this 2-pill, and then you tune the input and output on that 6, and kind of likes that, but I don't like it. It's too many extra runs. You got to go from here to here to here to here, back to here. Let's see, back to here, back to here, into the 6, so you can run the 6-pill, and then back from here. Let's see, then you would have to go back to here and switch over so you could drive 2x6. Yeah, go back to there. It's just too many runs back and forth. I probably got that wrong. It's kind of late. I'm ready for bed. Been on the phone a lot, and been up since about 6 this morning, and it's what, 2:30 here. So it's been a long day. And then really ain't got a lot of shit done. But there it is. That's why we're gonna leave it till we get back with him and see what he says. But my suggestion, I'd leave it. I'd make it a 2x6, or either make it a straight 6. And if you want a comp box, these ain't the transistors to start with. I mean, you're going to get some time out of them, but HFE is just way too low. Uh, I don't know how long it's going to last you. Can't nobody tell with used or with beat up transistors. You already got two. Something's wrong somewhere. It's this one and this one. So this one's probably done run fine. These run out of balance somewhere along the line. You have to pull these caps up, check them. Pull these caps up, check them. Need to pull these, check them. These, check them. Them, check them. Normal thing. Sometimes people don't check all that, but I try to check everything as I can. Check the capacity on this cap. Make sure you ain't got something shorting out in that. I have seen them short out, believe it or not. That pinhole through that Teflon. I don't know what to tell you. And you want it back pretty quick. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if I do a one driving form, I have to disable, make a one pill driver in there, which ain't gonna be a lot of trouble, but it's somewhat of trouble. I gotta take this transistor out. I gotta add 1000s, 104s, add turns, take away turns. This capacitor have to be changed. Input, output's gonna be different, I think. Is that a 180? That's 120. 180, you have to be put there. 100 probably there. I'd have to combine these together. You could leave this section in there if you really wanted to, but I could leave this in here if you wanted to. I could just make it a 2x4 and do away with the staging and leave some of this in here, but I don't know. It's up to you. You figure it out. I'm just giving you the best. I don't know. If it was mine, I'd make it a 2x6, but that's up to you. I don't know what you got in mind. I know you said you wanted a comp box, but like I said, it's everybody's got their own way of doing that. Because everybody goes into competition as far as a key down. Everybody don't run the same. Every box is not the same. Everybody would win. It would be tied up. Every box would be tied with the other one. It's not the same. It more or less got to do with the antenna setup than it does the amplifier and the power delivery you got. You know, it ain't got so much to do with the power. Like your base antenna, your coax you run, how well you got the coax tuned, how well you got your antenna tuned, makes a lot of difference. The power you got coming out of the wall from your breaker on your AC side, everything makes a difference. If you got a little 15 amp breaker and you're trying to pull 8 pill, it keeps tripping the breaker. And if you at one end of the trailer with your CB set up and your breaker is on the other end of the trailer, it's going to make a difference. But if you get the breaker box here, the amp here, you might get away with a 15 amp breaker pulling a 2x8 on 110. Everything makes a difference when you get in this stuff. It's just the fact of it. It ain't so much in that all the time. You can go big as you want, and it still don't mean you're going to get out over the next guy, because the other guy might be running a beam and you run a Antron 99. And y'all's trying to talk to the same mile 30 the same guy 30 miles away. There ain't no comparisons. That's the way it is. He can take a 2 pill and wipe your damn 8 pill out. He's got a beam. He's directed. He's going straight to the source. You going in a 360 degree. So only 20% of yours is hitting his antenna, where this guy's beaming 100% of his at that guy's antenna. So y'all decide. Later.